What's good, y'all? It's OG Cuicide. Once again, want to welcome y'all to OG Cuicide in the building. And today, I have a very, very special guest. This one right here means a lot. Amina Buddafly, how are you doing? Loved one.
Good. I'm awesome. Thank you so much. That was a nice introduction. I'm
It's
great.
real.
I'm doing good.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
You know, mean a lot, to the OG. Wow. You have so much going on in life. It's like, where do I start?
I know, right?
Yes, but I really want to start. Let's go back into your younger days, like childhood days.
You know, I'm born and raised in Germany.
Okay.
So very different from, my life now in America. You know, I've been here almost half my life now. I moved to New York in 2002, but I was born and raised in Germany, German mother, Senegalese father, so I'm biracial.
Okay.
And yeah, I grew up with my two sisters. You know, we were very close. And we were, doing everything together, like from when we were babies, literally, and then ended up being a group later.
Yeah, because y'all had a group together,
we
right?
We did.
Black
That's how
Butterfly.
I started in music. Yeah.
Okay.
We formed Black Butterfly. Well, at the time, that wasn't our name, but we sang together ever since I can remember, even as kids. We were always singing together, singing in choirs and stuff like that. But we were raised by our mom mainly. My mom and dad, they separated when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
So for the majority, it was just us, 3 girls, and our mom. That's what I remember most from our childhood.
Wow.
Just being raised by our mommy, who was
was
so loving.
How was life then, with the separation?
That part of it was hard and probably traumatic for me, definitely, because it was nasty and it was scary as an 8-year-old. And, my dad kind of, it went a little left, and my dad got a little crazy and threatening and a lot of stuff that as an 8-year-old you go through, with domestic stuff and violent and stuff like that. So I was definitely affected by it. And I always felt like between me and my other sisters, my two sisters, who were also close in age, but I was affected most by my mom and dad going through it because I always felt like I was the favorite.
Are you the
child.
youngest?
I'm the middle. I have
You're
a
the
twin.
middle. Okay.
I have a twin.
You have a twin. Okay.
I have a twin, Jazz, but I was born first. I was the older twin. So and then we have our older sister. So I was in the middle. And I, for some reason, felt like he was always calling on me. I was a favorite. I was my dad's favorite.
Okay.
And so he was holding on to me while my mom was trying to leave him. And he wouldn't leave for like almost a year. And it was just really bad what he did to my mom. And, it was hard at the time.
Yes.
Then he finally was out of our life for like 5 years. And then later on he came back around and now, everything's peaceful. But at the time it was tough. But, we had so much love from our mom that it made up for it, and we grew up pretty poor. Like we didn't have much, but that made me and my sisters super creative.
Okay.
Because we never had money to like buy fancy things or clothes. So we figured out how to sew our own clothes. We never had money to get our hair done.
Okay.
So we figured out how to braid and do our own hair because, we liked to be different. And, we were already different being in Germany and being black at the time, in the 90s, like early 90s.
Yes.
It was like we were just different just because we were black,
Okay.
So that was another tough thing that, the racism over there, growing up amongst mostly white people.
It's serious.
It was real. And even my mom had a lot of moments where like people would look at her crazy. Even her own father, our grandfather, disowned her because she had black children. And it was a lot of stuff.
So was he mean to y'all?
Our granddad? I mean, he just didn't want any parts of
ties, no
contact.
dealings,
We never
nothing.
Met him.
No?
Mm-mm.
Oh, wow.
No, and then he passed away I think like now 8-10 years ago, but we never met him growing up.
Wow.
Yeah, and
was he
it
married?
was sad. Yeah, he was married.
How about his wife? Did you meet your grandma?
No. Well, my mom's mom.
Yes, your mom's mom.
And her dad. They had separated, so we were close with our grandma.
Okay.
But she wasn't with
Understood at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our grandma was amazing. She also passed away, but yeah, we never met our granddad, and it was kind of just sad just to know that, that
Yes.
he didn't want no parts of
Disowned
my mom
y'all.
because
Wow.
yeah, she
Yeah, that's
had kids
deep.
with a black man, and yeah, that was deep, and I didn't really grasp that even happened until I was kind of an adult. And I was
Yes.
like, really, wow, but that was life in Germany. Like growing up in Germany, you always felt different. And then on top of that, I was a very shy kid, very quiet, kind of like scared of everybody. I just was comfortable in my own and at home, basically.
Okay. What about
I
in
wasn't
school?
outgoing.
How
Super
was it?
shy. I hated it. I wasn't social.
No?
I was always like a loner.
No friends to stay to yourself?
Friends only if I was approached.
Okay.
I would always take the last, end of the stick. Like if there was ever anything like where we would get to choose something, I would always wait till everybody had their, or it was about seating or whatever the case. I would always be the one that like would wait.
I'm gonna wait it out and y'all sit where y'all gonna sit.
Yeah, and then I figure it out later.
Yeah.
Everybody else first before me. I put everybody else before me, and I always felt like I come last for some reason. And that's one thing that now that I have my own children,
Yes.
it's very important for me that I raise them not to be like that.
Yes.
Because I want them to know they matter. As a kid, I didn't really think that I mattered. I
No?
always thought that everybody else matters
Okay.
more than me.
Why do you think you felt that way?
No, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's part of it. I didn't like myself. I did not like anything about me,
Why
especially
not?
when I became a teenager. Maybe it came from being so different.
Okay.
And I don't know. I just fell into this. I think this happened after I turned maybe 12, 13 years old. I just started really literally hating me, everything about me. Why am I like this? Why do I sound like this? Why don't I know how to talk? Why do I look like this? Why can't I be white? I was literally wishing to be white. I remember those times, and then I fell into eating disorders. A lot of stuff I went through as a teenager that I feel like now looking back, I'm so proud of me because
yes,
it was really like I didn't want to be here at all.
So you went through a lot of depression.
I was suicidal, a lot of depression just because the self-hatred that I had.
Mm-hmm.
It was so. Now it's like wow, I'm totally the opposite as in my 30s. I'm the opposite.
That's good.
I love
Okay.
myself so much that I sometimes think it's too much. It's like
There's nothing wrong with loving yourself.
Right?
That's a good thing.
It's my biggest accomplishment though, but yeah.
Okay. And when you left Germany, pretty much you had like $600 to your name.
Oh my God,
and
yes.
you left Germany and went to New York?
So I was 19, and
You was 19.
it was me and my two sisters,
Okay.
my twin and our oldest sister, and we had been doing music for a while at the time. I was 19, so we really had been a group since I was like 14, and we also had a record deal in Germany already, and we have, we had made our rounds in Europe. Like we had went to Sweden, and we had gotten signed and worked with big producers, and we have gone through the ups and downs in Germany at that time. But we just never felt like the kind of music that we loved was even an option. I mean, there wasn't even any kind of producers that would make that kind of sound that we liked. We liked the 90s R&B,
Yes.
the R&B girl groups, all of the amazing ones that now I learn are most of them, like a lot of them I've met, and they're fans of mine now. And so weird because they're the ones that made me want to come to America. Me and my sisters, we just felt like we want to make this kind of music, but it's only made in America. We got to go to America. And it was so far-fetched. It was such a dream. It was like almost unrealistic. And everybody in Germany would look at us crazy. Like, why would you do that? You can, it's like, it's going to be so much harder. Why don't you just, and we were up for the challenge. We just felt like we had something special.
Okay.
We wanted to test it out and see, if we can we just bought a one-way ticket to New York.
Okay.
In 2002, June 4th, I remember the day.
Okay.
June 4th, 2002. And me and my sisters landed in New York, and we didn't even know where we were going to stay. We had literally no idea what we were going to do. We didn't have a plan. We only had $600.
Wow.
And you know how much a hotel costs, so
Oh, yeah.
that didn't last
In
long.
New York, it's going to eat that 600 up.
Oh, yeah. And I think the first trip actually we had a return, we were only staying for like a week to check it out.
Okay.
So we were there for a week, but still 600 wasn't much. I mean, we needed to eat. We needed to get around. We figured out really fast that it's not enough money. What are we going to do? So we stayed in a hotel for like 3 days, and then we ended up meeting so many people that first week. It was like a movie, literally. Went to the biggest studios. We were out in the, I was only 19, but we were like, through some other people that we had met, we got into all these clubs, and we were all of a sudden all around these big people that we only knew from TV. And, us being from Germany, it was so big for us. It was like, wow, we're in the club, and look, there's Diddy right there, and like Khalees, and all these people that we've only never thought we would even be around. But yeah, that was our first week in New York. But we had just such an amazing experience from how the people would respond to us whenever we sang. We were like, wow, this is where we need to be, because they get it. They understand harmony. It's just more, it is way more amazing, talented people over here, but this is where we belong because of that. That's how we felt, you know, because we are just like them. And also another thing, when I said growing up and, around white people, like when we came to America, for the first time, I started liking being Black.
Okay.
Yeah.
It came to your senses.
Yeah. And I saw, so many amazing people, and I saw that attention that we got. And I'm like, wow, people actually like us. Because in Germany, I never felt that way. I felt like we're being overlooked or misunderstood. And so coming to New York was like, wow, this is, this feels good.
A life changer.
Yeah, absolutely. And, ended up living there for 14 years.
Okay.
And ups and downs. I ended up getting signed in 2006 to Def Jam.
Okay.
And then that didn't really work out. And then ended up getting signed again to J Records in 2008, I want to say. 2 major deals. And just never had that big break. But then I eventually ended up going independent. And I've been so happy since. I just posted today on Instagram. 10 years ago, I put my first solo independent EP out.
Today? 10 years ago?
Well, I think this week.
This week.
It was like a reminder on Instagram. You know how they send you the, So 10 years ago, my first EP came out as a solo artist. And, I've just had more freedom and also more success as a solo independent artist than ever being signed. Like, even though they did put us on big, promo radio tours, bigger stages. We were around all the big people. And when you're signed, people just look at you different. But to me, I'm just, especially now that I'm older and I've done this for so long, especially now, I'm like, I need to be 100% me. And I can't have nobody tell me how to do my music. I just can't.
Yeah.
I choose to just, go with the harder route, which is doing it all by myself, because it makes me happier to have that freedom and be authentic. And
That's good. And you were married.
I was married for.
Okay.
I was actually married for probably 7 years, but we were only together for 3. And, it was all public, most of it. A lot of people have watched me.
And how was marriage life?
Horrible.
Yeah?
That one, yeah. Because, it was just a completely messy, bad situation, which people have watched me on TV go through it. I was basically in a whole triangle relationship the entire time.
Okay.
There was there was someone else. Shout out to Tara, who we're now cool. So I can talk about her now, and to her, and we're actually like friends. We hang out now. But at the time, I was, blinded by love, and I knew what I was in, but I didn't care. Because I just was so much in love. And people called me stupid and all that stuff. And understandably, because I guess to them it's stupid. To me, it wasn't.
Okay.
To me, it was just weak for someone. I never consider myself a weak woman, but I was always weak when it came to love.
Yeah.
And I allowed things that I shouldn't.
Weak as you
weak
manipulated?
as I knew the entire time I deserve more. I
Okay.
don't want to share a man. I don't deserve this. But I wasn't strong enough to leave. I just wasn't. I tried so many times and I failed.
Yeah.
And I literally needed help and ended up doing it alone because I ended up packing up and leaving and moving to California by myself while still pregnant. And actually, I was actually strong in the end after 3 years of dealing with that. But I'm still proud of me because at the end of the day, it's about how you come out of something, you know?
Okay.
And so to me, I never felt stupid because I knew what it was.
Okay.
You know, so all the stuff that people would say, it was actually harder to get used to the judgment and, you know, being on reality TV while being in such a crazy situation. That was very tough. In the beginning on my mental also because I had never known what it's like to not be liked. And I just, all of a sudden I felt like the world like hates me. I got so much negativity.
Why
at the
is
time,
that?
Instagram was growing.
Okay.
You know, the way I was introduced on the TV show
Okay.
was as the mistress, the other woman that broke up a family and, oh, you know, you knew what was going on. And like, so I had like threats for my kids from people like, we know where you live. Like, it was nasty. I never knew people would actually go there.
But you were married to this person.
I was married to him, but still.
But how did you break up?
Because apparently, you know, I wasn't there first.
Oh, okay.
The other woman.
Okay.
Oh, the
Okay.
other woman.
You came
that's
after.
my book. I wrote a book called The Other Woman.
Yeah.
By the way.
Okay.
Anyone that has watched me on the show, I wish everyone would read it because I had gotten so much judgment. And the book, if you read my book, The Other Woman, then it will open your eyes to some of the things that you saw on the show and will make you understand why I was the way I was, you know. And I also talk about my upbringing and stuff like that, by the way, like in the early chapters of the book, just because it plays a role in why I allowed the things I allowed and why I made the choices I made. So yeah, the book is called The Other Woman. But yeah, man, it was just, I really felt hated and so much negativity. I never, you know.
And being on the show, Love and Hip Hop, do you feel like it brought on depression?
Not depression, but it was tough.
Okay.
And, you know, it's crazy. Now I'm thankful that I had to go through that because I'm so strong. I have such thick skin. Nothing phases me. Nothing bothers me. When people say things to me online, I feel bad for them. I literally, like, who does that? Like, you know, if I dislike someone or don't like something I see, I say nothing.
Okay. You just let it be.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't understand why you feel the need to say something that is negative to someone you don't know. And to me, it says a lot about that person that does that. But anyways.
That's the time we live in, though. Social media, you know, created a lot of that.
Right. And I mean, in the beginning, it was hard to take that heat. Like there was like a cloud of just hate coming at me. And it was really overwhelming. People don't know. Like it was so much. And that's why I know what it's like for like people that are in the spotlight and on the blogs every day and like, but we get immune to it. It's almost like there after a certain time, it's like it goes away because you really understand and realize that it doesn't matter what anybody says
because they don't
when
know
you know yourself.
Yes,
and that's where I wrote a song called "The Real Me," and it's like I'll forever mention this song. I probably mention it in every interview, but it's such I always hold on to that song because it is what brought me through. I had to remind myself of who I am because people always try to tell you who you are when they see you on TV, when you're in the spotlight or like have a little bit of like fame. Like people think they know you and they try to tell you about yourself. And then you have to really go within and understand that, remember who you really are because you're not what they say.
Yes.
You know, a lot of times you're not. But yeah, so I had to just remember and remind myself where I come from, who I really am, what's really in my heart, and that none of that stuff matters, what anybody says, because and now I'm so secure and I know myself so well I also spend so much time with me, and I distance myself from a lot of people, and that is also key to me. Like, you have to be able to be alone.
Yes. Protect your peace.
I protect my peace so much. I love spending time with me because I think I'm awesome. I love just being by myself. And it's just all part of like my self-care nowadays. Now I also have my kids. Of course, they contribute to that because it's just a beautiful thing.
How many kids do you have?
I got two babies.
That's nice.
They were both born on that show.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
they were both born on Love and Hip Hop. And as crazy as it is, but both times I was pregnant, I announced it on TV. Both times they were born, we were filming. So I have both of their births is like documented. And it's kind of cool now looking back. And I also, even though I hate watching it back, because I look at it, I'm like, yeah, I see why people didn't, like we're saying what they're saying. But when I see what came out of it and the me and that I am now, I'm just nothing but proud of myself. And that's a cool thing. Like, and the beautiful kids came out of it. And I don't know, even if we wouldn't have done the show, if they would be here, everything took its course. Like when we started filming, certain things happened in a way I don't think they would have happened if we hadn't done the show. So it's kind of like it all needed to happen.
Okay.
To bring me here to my peace and to be the woman that I am, to have these beautiful girls. And so I'm not mad at anything from the past. People always like, oh, you wasted all this time. No, I didn't waste nothing. It made me who I am. And I'm so happy with that.
And it built your character, made you stronger.
Definitely.
And you have two amazing kids.
Oh yeah, they're so amazing. And my older one, she's just like me when I was a kid. She reminds me so much of myself.
Yes.
And then my younger one is more like her dad, Peter Guns. She's a firecracker, just outgoing performer. She already knows she's going to be a performer, and she makes up rhymes and all that stuff. And she's only 6, but yeah.
Oh, wow.
So cool.
You have new music getting ready to come out.
I do, yes. I've, since the past 10 years, like I said, 10 years ago, my first solo album dropped as an indie artist. And ever since then, I've never stopped creating and putting out my own music on my own terms, on my own time. And so I've since then dropped 3 full albums and like 4 EPs.
Wow.
And the album with my sister.
Okay.
So literally almost every year I've dropped a project. And I am now almost complete with my 4th full album, and I'm dropping it on my birthday this year on April 18th.
April 18th,
so
okay.
I'm starting to announce it because gotta promote. So I am dropping it. It's called, my album is going to be called 4.0 because it's my 4th album, and it's just gotten better and better over the years. And I'm also turning 40, so it all makes sense.
It all ties in together. It all makes sense. What's the leading single that's going to be off this project?
So I already dropped the single in, was it November? I think a few months back. It's called MMC.
Okay.
And I'm currently promoting that. And then I'm also going to drop another song next month to have something else before April because it's still a little while to then.
Build up.
Yes, so I'm going to drop another song next month. I don't have a date yet, but I'm getting everything together now, last minute. But I'm super excited because I worked really hard. And, I also produce my own songs. I write everything. And so I'm really
pumped. You produce and you write?
I do.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, I produce. I play, play piano, guitar. And I love writing my songs from scratch and just,
I've seen a clip too on your IG. You have an amazing voice.
Thanks so much.
You definitely have an amazing voice.
It's changed over the years. And when we were signed to Def Jam back in 2006, I always felt like, why are they not giving us a shot? It was the year that Rihanna, Neo, Chris Brown, they all had they were all 16 and nobody knew who they were. And along with us, Black Buddafly, we were all dropped in the same year. We all came out in the same year, and they all had these big hit songs. And we were like, what about us? Our album never came out.
They shelved it?
We ended up getting shelved. We had album dates 3 times. They kept pushing it back. And, we just didn't understand at the time. We were young. We were on tour with all of them. And it was just crazy because that was our first experience that was so major and so big at the same time, so disappointing. But then from there, it was just that, up and down, up and down, up and down. And we ended up wanting to get released from the label because it was like a holdup.
Like, what we still here for?
Yeah. So we ended up getting released, and then we kept going, always kept going. And that's one other thing that I'm so proud of myself, that I never stopped. I never, I took breaks, little small ones, especially when I didn't feel like writing and creating. I believe in, art has to come to you, and it has to be natural and organic, and I have to be inspired. I can't force being inspired.
Yes.
So when I don't feel inspired, I don't write. But it's always so funny because once I start something and I start getting back into the zone, it just flows, and then it just comes so crazy. Like it's just
natural.
Yeah, like it's meant to be. Like I'm meant to be making this album. And of course I have my doubts and like,
what are your doubts?
can I, because, it's so crazy. I have to listen to my own stuff that I've created over the years to get motivated, because I'm like, do I really still got it? Like, and then I listen to something I've already done. I'm like, I made that. And I love it. And it's so dope. And I can do it again if I did it before.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, I just have to remind myself that I'm capable.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Never give up.
Yeah.
You definitely got it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure.
And it's really the love, for me at now, it's really about nothing else but it makes me happy. No matter what, like as somebody who told me this recently, my friend, he said, Prince, in the words of Prince, the success is always upon creation. And I always felt that. Like every time I created something and finished a project or wrote a dope song, it's like, even though my job ain't done because there's so much work that has to come after, my accomplishment is done. No matter what happens from here, I did what I was supposed to do. Even if it doesn't blow up, even if nobody ever listens to it, I did my part. And that is, it's so true. Like I just love that line, like, because I've kind of always said it to myself. And then my friend told me recently, oh, Prince said it. Makes sense. Yeah, it's true.
Oh, okay. That's
I've had
good.
a lot of success just because I created so much amazing music. And no matter how, who listens or who doesn't, it's my own success, So.
Okay, but do you feel like, well, I get it on you don't care who's listening, but I'm sure though when it comes to your music, like people tune in.
I would hope so. Like I always hope so, and I see the growth.
Yes.
I see my fan base growing every year, and I feel like I'm still doing this. I'm still going up, right? Like but baby steps. I never had this kind of success. I feel like from when we started, like literally 20 years ago.
Okay.
I've been doing this, and I'm still on my way. But I think that's the way to do it. And it feels right to me that's my journey. And because I'm a real artist, I don't think that I would be the type that just like, oh, there's one big hit and then what's next? And I feel like I was meant to have this journey, and that's why I'm content with it and happy with it. And the feeling I get from just being a creator of music and putting it out into the world and knowing that will be there even when I'm not here anymore is so awesome. And it's I feel like it's my legacy, like in a way, like it. That's what always keeps me going.
Okay.
Just the love that I have for it. Yeah.
Okay.
And those are the artists that I love too. The ones that really are true to themselves and don't care about, oh, we got to make a hit. Like, I used to be like that in my 20s, and it was always about pleasing others, especially when we were signed to major labels. It was like always like about pleasing the executives. Oh, they got to like it. They got to like it. What about me?
Yeah.
You lose yourself, and then you don't even realize that you're not happy. Like, and that comes with self-awareness. When you're aware of what feelings make you feel, what way, like when you're aware of yourself in that way, like you understand when you're happy and when you're not.
Yes.
And I now know even though we had all these big people behind us, I was not happy. And I'm happier since I took my freedom and said, I'm going to do what I want to do and what's in my heart, so.
And you control, everything.
Yeah.
You don't have to meet deadlines only when you want to for yourself. But with labels, it's like, we needed this date and that's stress.
Man. Yeah. I've just always had a problem. And I've done the, do it their way and you got to play the game and do it like that first. And then later you can. I've done that, for literally 10 years.
Wow.
It didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
So now it's my turn to do it the way that So, yeah.
And what's next for you?
Man, just
outside of music.
Yeah. Oh, I'm also, I'm big on health, like in general, fitness. Like me and my sister, my twin sister. We have our own fitness brand, Duo X. So we're about to release some new clothing with that. We do have our own app. It's called Duo X app. We do live workouts there. So it's just so much of a part of my life now. Like every day, it's part of my everyday day to day. Taking care of my life. I'm a big yogi. I do yoga a lot. People always like when I post my little handstands and I'm very athletic. So. That's part of my life. And then, but really that's it. Like there's so many things I feel like I could try to do, but if I'm not passionate about it enough, like it really takes for me to really devote all my time. Like right now it's my album. Like it's crunch time. Like I really had to really put myself on a schedule. Okay, I got to do this. I got to make sure all these songs come out right since I'm doing everything. I'm writing them. I'm producing them. I'm even mixing my own vocals. Like it's really no time for nothing else. And I'm a mom of two, which is a full-time job.
Yes.
In itself. So it's really not much time for nothing else. But I like my life like that because I'm literally every day doing all the things that I love. Being a mom is amazing, even though it's stressful, but it's amazing. And then every day I make music. And then I do my self-care and then the day is up. But I'm happy. I did everything that I love, you know.
What about TV? Do you have any plans or anything coming up?
I recently was on another show on BET called After Happily Ever After, which was also with my ex. It was about finding love for your ex. And that aired on BET not too long ago, a few months ago.
Okay.
And that was the last the last TV thing I have done. But I don't know. I don't have anything on the table right now. It depends on what, I always say it depends on what it is. If I would do reality again.
And how did the show go for you? Did you find love?
I wasn't looking for love because I'm in a relationship, but my ex, Peter Guns, my ex-husband.
Yes.
I was the one that had to pick girls for him to date.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think I did good, but he was, he kept wanting somebody new. It was a lot of singles, and then it was us exes living in a house together, and so I had to choose the women that he would date, and he kept liking them, but then he always wanted somebody new. So that's typical Peter Guns. He just kept trying to date somebody else. But he ended up finding someone. I don't know if they're still together. You would have to ask him that. But he ended up picking a girl that I picked for him.
Okay.
And I don't think Peter's the type to I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me no questions about Peter.
No. I'm asking about you.
Yeah, nah. But I think I did a good job on the show. Just because I was minding my business as much as I could, and just being sincerely trying to find him someone to date. So I was, yeah.
When they approached you about this show and wanted you to be a part of this, what was your first reaction?
First reaction, because we got approached like, oh, you guys, they're interested in you guys for a dating show. And I was like, I can't do that. I'm in a relationship.
Yes.
So I was like, not for me. And then they were like, oh, no, you don't have to date. I was like, okay, let me hear more. Let's hear some more. What is this about? And then it's like, it's about your ex. Your ex is going to date and you're going to try to help him find someone. And then I was like, okay, sounds cool. Then I wanted to know the details, when are we filming? Like, that's kind of how it went. But I was open. I was open to it,
Okay.
because it sounded fun to me, honestly, to be on the outside and not involved in the craziness and it didn't sound like drama, because my life is very peaceful now, and it didn't really sound like drama, at least not for me, because I was just the one doing the, picking the girls and kind of like chilling. And I ended up we filmed for 3 weeks last year, and I ended up just chilling so much in the house and just, watching everybody else go crazy and go on dates and do all these things. And I was just chilling, just
humble,
in a mansion.
relaxed.
Yeah. But it was good. It was cool, I guess, to film a show like that. And I always like those that are filmed all at once in like a few weeks and you're done, versus Love and Hip Hop, where we had to film for months and months and months. And
okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was good. I would do it again, something like that.
Do you plan on getting into the like TV and film industry, like as far as yourself?
Like as
creating your own
acting?
shows, or
creating I would love to have my own show. Like actually, me and my boyfriend, we were talking about it, because he's also a character, and we would have a dope show, and then it would have to be really authentic and about my real life, because I feel like my life is so interesting.
Yes,
and people would actually love to watch it. So we were talking about doing something, but that is up in the air. I mean, I would totally be open for it. I would love to have my own show, which is actually really about me. And
that's good. That's
so
good.
We'll see.
That's
Maybe.
a good idea. Never know, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. What you say? Let's see what the future holds.
Exactly. No, for sure.
Okay, and being a parent, how was that life for you?
Awesome, amazing. I mean, it's hard being a single parent, but I would not change a thing. Like, they have made my life so much harder, but better at the same time. I love saying that. I always say that.
When you say harder,
my kids, because life as a single mom is hard. I
okay.
get meltdowns. Like, I'm stressed out. My sleep, like, I'm tired. Like, now they're in school, 3rd grade homework. It's like so much that makes me just not have time for anything else. Like, I really barely hang out with my friends. It's all about my kids now. But the good and the reward that I have from being a mom is so much bigger than the stress and the so much, and the things that I complain about. They're minor compared to the love that I have, and
that's good.
I just love being a mom. I just love him, and I would have more. I mean, I'm not planning on having more, but if it happened, I would be happy.
Okay.
So yeah, I just love it, and I always thought it wasn't for me. I was one of those. I think when I turned 30, I was like, I don't know if I even want kids. I'm so focused on me. I don't think it would fit in my life. I'm way too much. I don't know how I would do this. And then I got pregnant at 31 with my oldest, and I'm just like, actually, it was meant for me. This is what I was meant to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Be a mom. Like, this is for me. Yes.
Okay.
No. And I'm like so glad that it happened the way it did, because you just don't know when you don't have kids what it's like. And you think and you think you can imagine your life. Oh, if I had a kid, it would be like that. No,
It's totally
the feeling
different.
and just, you don't know that kind of love until you have it. So, yeah, I'm so happy that I got to experience it. I know a lot of women want kids, they can't have them. And so
Yes.
I always sympathize with that. But it was not something I planned. I was not the type, I want 2 kids. And nah, I was more like my career, me, and I don't know about kids. But yeah, they're here, and it's awesome.
That's good. That's good. And I could tell, that, I mean, you do an amazing job for sure.
Thank you.
And
try
I
my
respect
best.
your humbleness. You're very humble. You came in so humble.
Aw, thanks.
I said, okay.
Yeah, because I mean, we all the same. I'm like, I don't never understand people that like just think they're better than anyone else. Like, everybody's equally important on this earth. Like, and everybody has their. I do have my thing where I feel like I'm special, but I'm not better
Okay.
than anyone else in the room, right?
Okay.
I feel like everyone has their specialness and
Yes.
their uniqueness. We just have to find it, some people that don't have self-esteem, like, yeah, and I used to be one of them.
Yeah.
You just have to find that. And
why was that?
I don't know, like I said, growing up, I didn't feel like I was special. I didn't feel like I was anything. I didn't think I was worth anything. I didn't like anything about me, and I don't know where it came from, but it took me my whole life. I mean, up until my 30s to start actually loving me. And I posted that today. Actually, part of what helped me to get there is all my relationship where I felt like I didn't get what I deserved, and my partners, like men in my life, didn't love me the way that I deserved to be loved. So I ended up having to give that love to myself, because I grew up with so much love from home, from my mom, and then I started, I became an adult and I started dating guys, and I had a lot of failed relationships, and I got cheated on a lot and lied to a lot. And I feel like that almost was necessary for me to then like treat myself just so much better, just because they didn't.
Because your standards in life.
Because I, at the end of the day, do know what I deserve. And I was always accused of, you don't know what you deserve. Yes, I actually do. And that's why I just, I just had to go through that. Okay. So I feel like, it was all part of my journey, and it all led me to love myself more, going through those relationships that were bad. And yeah, I'm not there no more. I have a good one now.
That's good. Okay. Everything is
I also
nice
won't allow anything like what I allowed in the past now.
Okay. You're more alert?
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm more like, you're not going to do, no, we're not doing that. Because I treat myself so good. So if anyone else doesn't treat me as good or better, I'm going to leave you alone. And that only came from taking so much all these years.
Okay. Yeah. It molded you into...
It made me say, like, I definitely do not. I'm like the opposite now of what people like, you only get what you allow. This is why he treating you like that, because you let him. And it's true. It's true. I can't argue that. But now... No, I'm not allowing nothing like that. Mm-mm.
I said, no.
Oh, no. No, I deserve. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's good. It really feels good to know that I've come here on my own. And, all this negative, crazy stuff I went through it sucked, but it made me who I am.
Okay. What do you like to do for fun?
Music.
Okay.
No, literally.
Okay. Music. That's it.
I think because going back to my childhood, like anything that I remember fun when I was younger included music, literally. So, and that I took that with me into adulthood. Like, fun is for me hanging out somewhere, live music, having wine. I love having coffee, going to a coffee shop. Coffee and wine is my thing. But I only drink water other than that.
What's your choice of wine?
Oh, like a nice cab, like red. I'm a red wine drinker.
For sure.
Or a Malbec or something like that.
Okay.
But anything that where music just is a feeling, like it just makes me feel a certain way. Like it makes me feel good, and it's attached to positive for me. Even though people say, "Oh, you always write sad songs." Well, they also give me a feeling that I actually need and like. But I don't know. For fun, I like to hang out with my kids, go to the park. I like to take hikes. I'm an outdoor person. I love to be outside, especially now. I've only lived in California for 7 years now. But I grew up in Germany where it always rains, and I just love the sun. I love to be outside. I love to do anything active outside. Music, chilling, wine. I'm not really a movie person. No? I like to watch a good movie, but I can't watch movies all the time. And if I do, I have to watch it from beginning to end. I can't just put it on and then talk or do something
from the
else.
Middle of it.
I have to focus. Watch it from the beginning. Can't miss anything. So yeah, that's me. But yeah, just enjoy life and every day. And it's easy with kids because they remind you that it's really the little things, it's the little things that bring happiness.
Yes. And you say people say you make a lot of sad songs. The songs that you make, you pretty much, can you say that it's from like self-experience? Like things you went through in life, or the type of music you make?
Definitely. I always call my music real, honest, and free. And a lot of them came out of real situations and things that I go through. But I don't agree when people say that, just because I know my catalog and they say it. And the people that say that, they only probably heard like 5 of my songs.
Oh, wow.
While I got like 50 out, right? So if you listen to everything, I don't think you're still going to say that. Because I do have a lot of songs that are positive, empowering, like I have also a lot of upbeat music, and people just don't really know that because they don't really dive into my albums. They, a lot of times on the show, I would play acoustic and I would play my guitar, and a lot of the songs were a little, melancholic. And so those people, like I said, they probably only heard a few songs of mine. But I am the sentimental kind of, like, that's what I listen to. I listen to a lot of jazz music at home, instrumental, and I do like stories and songs that have substance and that talk about something. So yes, which I also tell stories. A lot of times I start telling a story of me, and then it just goes into another direction, and it ends up being a little altered story that is not 100% true, but it makes a good song, So a lot of times it's that.
So from your alter ego?
Kind of like, or just imagination, Okay. I wrote a song recently on my new album. It's about a dream that I had. Like, it's different things.
What was the dream?
Oh, well, the song is called What Happened. The song's called What Happened.
Okay.
And it's kind of like, it's a little bit of a sexual thing, but the song is that, I met a guy. I actually dreamt this. I met a guy, and how a lot of men, all they care about is they just want to sleep with you, right? So this person in my dream was that kind of man, but most of the time they're not going to be upfront about it. But this person, he was, and he was telling me, like, this is what he wants to do, and if you think it's anything else, tomorrow you're going to be disappointed, because I'm only here for this.
I'm only here for one night.
And in the dream, I liked it, right? So I woke up the next day and I wrote about it, like, because what I liked is the honesty. I'm a person, like, I like honesty. Honesty is probably
keep it real with you.
One of the top things for me in general in a relation, honesty. Because what bothered me so much in the past, even when I was on the show, was not all the things that were happening was the lies that bothers me the most. I'm one of the women, because men always say, yeah, I want the truth, but y'all can't take it. I can take it.
Yeah, good or bad?
I can take it. Yeah, good or bad. I just want honest. So, yeah, that's what I liked about the dream, because this person in the dream was honest about,
Yeah, he woke up and wrote about it.
Right. No, it's called What Happened, and it's on my new album, so it's coming in April.
Okay. If you was to sit and think about all the songs you have, what would you say? Or do you know what song you have that you could say, like, this is my favorite? If somebody if I say play some music right now, some of your songs from your albums, what would be your go-to?
My favorite or my best? Because it's different.
Okay.
Because to me personally,
the one you feel like you put your heart in the most.
I would say it's my entire After Dark album.
Okay.
It came out in 2019.
Every song on there is your favorite.
11 songs on it, and every song on there, I think that entire album is the best. Actually, I feel like my new album that's about to drop is equally or better, but that album, as of now, is the best music I've put out.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Okay.
And some of the songs, especially one song, number 9, I believe, Hush, is
What's that
so
about?
Special to me.
Hush, it didn't come from a dream, did it?
No. Hush is basically like, because I always, for some reason, pick the wrong men to date, or in the past, not now, but in the past, I would pick the wrong men to date, and it was just me telling myself, do not talk to this person. Do not, let it go. Like, Hush. You already know what it's going to be. Do not talk to this person. It's basically that. That's the song Hush, and then there's a song called Put Me to Bed. There's a song called Drinks on Me, which was my single. That is, I think, should have been a bigger song than it was. But you know, a lot of people like that one.
What's Put You to Bed about?
Put Me to Bed is, you know, the whole album, the title is After Dark, so you can imagine it's kind of like After Dark vibes. But yeah, Put Me to Bed is just, it's about getting back with someone that you're not with anymore, but just for one more time, basically.
Put you to bed, huh?
Basically, one more last time.
Okay.
Can we just, you know. But another song I love on there, it's a little jazzy vibe because, you know, both my parents, we grew up on jazz music. So I love that I have one that is a little bit jazzy, and it's called In His Room. Another title like that, but In His Room has a cool little bossa nova, like jazzy vibe to it. And I'm a melodic person. I love melodic music. All about the melody. That's how I start when I write. It's always melody first. And the music, I'm all about chords and chord changes and arrangements and things like that. So the whole entire album, I think,
that's the one.
I would, if anyone were to go to, let's say, Apple Music or Spotify, I would go listen to the After Dark album.
After Dark album, okay.
Yes,
okay.
And then my new one in April.
Okay.
4.0.
4.0.
Coming.
And how many songs are you in on this particular album?
I'm right now at 14 or 15, I believe.
How many are you putting on there?
I think that's it. That's about it.
So
I've chosen all my, you know, I'm close to having to, like, you know, getting everything mixed and mastered because
and you said you mix, right?
My release date is April 18th. I do mix at least my own vocals. I may have some of the music, you know, mixed by someone else, but I do my own. I have to mix my vocals. I just
you know how you want to sound.
How I want them to sit, and I'm big on arrangements and harmonies, and I stack, you know, my vocals so much, and I know where I want everything to sit exactly, and I know how I want it to sound. So I have to mix my own vocals. Yes,
that's good. That's good. What's one of your off this new album that's dropping in April?
Oh my!
Let me hear a few of these titles. What you got? What you got? What you got? Let me hear a few of these.
Okay. Well, we have What Happened.
What happened?
We have. There's a new.
Well, what happened?
Well, what happened is about the dream.
What had happened was
right. There's one called Treat Me Right.
Okay.
There's one that's called Use Me.
Use you?
Use me.
You want to be used?
I wanted to be used for that.
You wanted to be used
story.
At that particular, yeah. Okay.
What else? Oh my God, so many. I'll be forgetting. Damn. The Lie. There's The Lie.
The Lie?
That's a song. It's called The Lie.
The Lie. What's that about?
It's about me telling a lie in the song.
What?
It's literally,
you mean you tell lies? I thought you wanted honesty.
But I do, right? I'm always honest.
So you lying on this one, okay?
No, I'm going back into the past in that song. Like I'm going back to the time where I didn't know how to leave someone I love. Now I do because of my self-worth and self-love that I have now. But back in the day,
then you used to lie.
One of my biggest struggles in life was leaving someone alone that I love. I struggled with that with all my relationships. I was never able to leave someone. I had to wait till they leave me. It was, So I would always say, I don't want to leave. I'd rather die. That's one of the lines in the song. But it's really a lie.
But that was, I was going to say
I'm
that
joking.
was a lie.
I choose my life.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's what I used to say. But I'm lying. It's not true.
Okay. You want to live.
Yes.
Okay.
Just remembering what it was like. I don't want to leave. I'd rather want to die. I can't believe that I used to say that. Basically, that's the song.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Oh man, I have so many others. I would have to look at my list. Damn, I'm like blanking out right now. But the album is going to be dope. That's all I know. That's what I do know because I mean, it's a feeling that I have, about it being. It's like I almost listen to my music and like. I don't know anybody else like that I could hear these songs on. And, I always wanted to write for others and I think I could, but the stuff that I write for me is just unique to me. So
for you.
Yeah. And it's what makes me special. And that's why I don't want nobody to tell me, but it's not. It's like, it doesn't matter what anybody says to me. Because
well, people are always going to voice their opinion.
Exactly.
Are you bad at accepting criticism?
No,
You're
I'm
not? Okay.
Because like I just said, like it just don't matter to me really.
Okay.
Because it may not be what they like, but it's
as long as you like it.
It's what I like.
That's all that matters. It's just your music. You put your heart and everything into it, and you're putting it out. Okay. Yeah. Any collabs on there?
Not yet, but I just reached out to some people because now I'm at the time where like I'm kind of like reviewing everything, listening to everything, picking and choosing, making the order and stuff. And I definitely have 2 songs where I think I want to try to get someone on it.
Okay.
And I'm at
anybody in particular, or it's up for grabs?
I don't have any names as of now, but yeah, I just tweeted the other day like, who should I collab with? Who should I try to get on one of my songs? Because
okay, I do music.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. And I like how you say you make music about your life. Mm-hmm. Uplifting. Mm-hmm. I'm a suicide survivor. When I was 22, I actually shot myself in the head. That's your name. Oh, yes, that's how I got the name. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, so I definitely I make music that inspire, uplift, motivate.
Wow.
Self-experiences, things I've been through in life, and it helps. Mm-hmm. It actually helps people get through what they're going through.
Yeah.
So definitely. Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it does help, and even like, the comments I get from people that I inspire just by being me and making my music. Like, that just means so much,
It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, even if you just help one person. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Just like my show it's about mental health.
Love it.
Everybody, you either been through something or you're going to go through something.
Yeah.
It's how I look at it.
Definitely.
And I take those experiences that people have been through and share it, because somebody's going to either go through the same exact thing or similar.
Yep.
And at least with life stories from what people have been through, and I share it with the audience, and it helps.
Yeah.
And I get, people get the messages. They really loving the podcast. Like the interviews is impeccable.
It's cool.
Yes.
You let people share their story. I love it.
Oh yeah, it's important. It's very important. That's what it's about.
For sure. No, this is amazing. This is great.
Don't forget about me on that collab. Consider me. No, I'm just clowning.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm cool with it.
Listen, I tell everybody, I'll check everybody out. I tell everybody, send me music. I always love when I get, music, or whether it's tracks or people sending me stuff. I always listen to everything. So.
I'm going to definitely send you some. I got some music make you shed tears just for being so real. Just self-experience, from here, a minute. All true, no lies.
Wow. No, that's the best when it's all.
No, I'm just talking about your son.
Okay. No, it's literally me saying I'm lying right now.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. I enjoyed this.
Amazing. Yeah, me too.
Look like we might end up needing a part 2.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I would love to, shout out to my loved one,
maybe after
Chrissy,
my album
too.
drops. Oh, Chrissy, shout out.
Yeah, shout out to the loved one,
For sure.
definitely.
Nah, good people.
I'm OG Cuicide. This is OG Cuicide in the building. And shout out to my loved ones, man. I support the youth heavy. Shout out to SoCal, Rams out of Victorville, California. Man, keep doing your thing. Nephew Dre, in Glasses, keep doing your thing with the football, supporting the youth, inspiring them and leading by example. My loved one, tell them where they can find your music at.
Yes, all my projects are on all platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music, Deezer, everywhere you can find a YouTube. And yeah, my new album is dropping on the 18th of April.
And what's the name of it?
4.0.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go. 4.0. You heard it. Amina Buddafly in the building with OG Cuicide. Look, that rhyme.
Oh, that was dope.
Amina Buddafly in the building with OG Cuicide. I'm just saying, we do for a collab.
That's dope.
Peace.
Nah, that was awesome. Wait.